It's the great Aussie dream, owning your own property. But what if you need two?
In this series, we'll help Aussies take one of the biggest risks of their lives and buy not just one, but two slices of the great Australian dream that will set them up for life.
This week, we're in the Apple Isle on the hunt for two properties for Mary and Jason. They're desperate to escape the city for a calmer life in the countryside.
We want the farm. I miss it and I need that again.
But it's a bumpy ride on the real estate roller coaster. As we hit the highs...
Wow!
What are we waiting for?
Let's go!
Here. What's the hold-up?
And the lows...
Here we go again.
To make their dream lifestyle a reality.
I'm completely overwhelmed.
It's okay.
This week we meet Mary and Jason Henderson, who can't get out of the rat race fast enough.
They've sold their house in the urban sprawl of Sydney's western suburbs
In a last-ditch quest to find a better, more peaceful life
in the rolling hills of spectacular Tasmania.
I am so excited about going to Tasmania.
Ready?
I want to grow the veggies.
Grow the veggies.
Want to have
fruit.
cows. Want to have chooks.
You got to watch how deeply you plant those chooks, though.
Mary and Jason have had enough of the stress and congestion of big city living.
It's been 20 years of too much hustle and way too much bustle. And these bike fanatics are revved up and ready to escape to the country.
This looks like it's going to be one interesting search, especially as this dream's a double-header. Mary and Jason not only want to buy the farm, but also a city-based investment property. They're big plans and the stakes are high.
It's a big leap, and there's potential for things to go wrong. So there's a little part of me that goes, is scared. But it's a small part.
Mary and Jason have a lot riding on this move. After subdividing their block in Quakers Hill and building 2 houses on it, they recently sold up to fund their dream.
It's a big thing moving interstate. These guys are basically making a total life change.
Yeah, they're really up for it. Jason's already quit his job as a camera technician, and apparently Mary's already applied for a transfer with the supermarket chain that she currently works for. So these guys are pretty determined.
Well, it's a big challenge for them. I'm up for it. Are you?
Absolutely.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to Quakers Hill.
Thank you.
So why would we leave Quakers Hill?
It's a hole.
That's clear.
It is crowded, it's really busy, it's really noisy. And whilst this house has served us really well over the last, 14 years we've been here, it's had its time and we're aching for a bit of country.
So why Tasmania?
Oh, the fresh air, the openness. We want the farm. I grew up on a farm here in Quakers Hill 40-odd years ago, and I miss it and I need that again.
This isn't the first time Mary and Jason have tried to break free of city life. Last time it almost cost them their house and their marriage.
We did a stint in Queensland as well. This is our second try at getting away, but...
And what went wrong up there?
Well, I didn't have the job, and so I didn't have the income, so the mortgage was a bit of an issue. So we nearly lost both the houses, and we made the decision to come back to Sydney to chase the money. And
moving to state's a massive challenge at the best of times.
Oh, that put a lot of strain on our relationship. We actually...
Well, we nearly broke up, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was that
very
bad.
hard.
It was... Yeah.
It was a big thing, wasn't it?
We got through it.
We did. Yeah, we're stronger for it, so... that's all the more reason why we're going to make it this time, aren't we?
No doubt. This is a major life-changing journey Mary and Jason are about to embark on. These city slickers want to relocate to rural Tasmania within 40 minutes of Launceston, where they hope to find the perfect farm.
So you've got a bit of farm experience.
Oh, yeah.
How about you?
Zip. Not a stitch.
When we have to kill the first chook, that will be the time. That'll be the test.
I can't help being a little nervous for these two, not to mention the chooks.
At least they've got very clear ideas about what they want. They're looking for a farm between 10 and 100 acres suitable for farming sheep and fruit, and a house with loads of character. With a budget of just $350,000, I think they're going to have to make some major compromises.
Okay, so that's a bit of a chat about where you want to live. We're also looking for an investment property. Have you... Tell us a bit more about the criteria for that.
What it's going to do for us is perform. So something that's going to be extremely desirable and with like either a very quick makeover or a high spec fit out is going to fetch top dollar for us.
The thing to remember with investment properties is a bricks and mortar bank account, so you can actually remove the emotion from it.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
For their investment property, Jason and Mary are looking for a freestanding house in Launceston with 2 or 3 bedrooms. Their budget is $200,000, which is under Launceston's average house price. So this will be another challenge.
So all up, they're looking at spending $550,000 on the 2 properties. That's $350,000 for the farm and $200,000 for the city investment.
Get a load of this rain, I think we'll probably get some of this down in Tasmania.
Yeah, have you packed your gumboots?
I think I'll have to.
Yeah, there's a lot of emotion behind this move.
Yeah, it's pretty important.
Very important. I think we've got to get this one right.
I think we've got to nail it. So I think that you should probably get on that bike and maybe whiz around Tasmania and start to look for the right property for them.
I ain't getting on no bike and definitely not in this rain.
Over 1,000 kilometres away from the rain and stress of Sydney, and there's no brolly required in beautiful Tasmania.
I can understand why Mary and Jason want to live here.
I totally agree, and I was thinking maybe you could do the search and I could do a bit of fishing. But it's a great place to buy property. I mean, it's performed reasonably well over the last 10 years, and you can in some cases buy up to 40% cheaper than what you can on the mainland.
But can we get a farm and an investment property for their budget of $550,000?
Well, that's the challenge. Our first goal is to find Mary and Jason a farm, so we're off to the sleepy little village of Gravelly Beach, just 26 kilometres northwest of Launceston.
On the edge of the Tamar River, this house combines the best of both worlds. It's only half an hour's drive from the city for Mary and Jason to get to work, yet it has the peace and quiet of country living.
It's walking distance almost for a bit of fishing.
Ah, yes.
Apparently you can get cod, flathead and whiting in the rivers.
You like fishing,
I do. I love my fishing.
This is potentially your piece of Tasmanian paradise.
Oh, Jason, it's got that cottage feel.
Certainly do.
It does.
Not bad for a first impression. This place has plenty of outdoor space for their dream lifestyle.
Mary is after a house with character, and this one has plenty of it. The only question, is it a character she'll like? At $385,000, it's over Jason and Mary's $350,000 budget, but we do think there's room to move on this price.
This house is in pretty good condition, I think.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
It's about 20 years old. It was built by a shipwright, so you can see it's gorgeous cedar and quite a lot of timber detailing.
That's great.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Coming into the kitchen. Got a little surprise for you.
That's magnificent.
It is a beauty, isn't it?
You know it can get down to -2 degrees in winter here. Ooh. So you're going to need that stove. It can heat the whole house.
Yeah, I really like it.
Responses so far are pretty good.
Yeah, but Mary hasn't seen the upstairs yet. Let's just hope she's got a good imagination. Probably the most striking thing you're going to find up here is the amount of timber.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure how you react to it, to be honest.
There's a lot of it.
There is a lot of it, and look, I really think you can paint it and you can really bring this room up to date very quickly.
Mary's not looking convinced.
What we have up here in the current configuration, we've got 2 bedrooms, so you've got one in here and you've got another one over there, which is very similar size, and strangely enough has a toilet in it.
Wow.
So that whole room could be converted into an ensuite. And this will be your main bedroom.
Okay.
Let's go down the stairs.
All right.
I'm not sure Mary's sold on the house. Let's hope Jason can see the potential in the land.
Okay, so we're on 13.5 acres here.
That's great.
The good thing about this is if you want to put dams, you want to put sheds on here, the zoning allows you to do all of that.
All right, that's good news.
Now, one thing that is obvious is that it's not cleared land for farming.
Yes. It's a lot of scrub to clear and there's no good pasture, so that's going to take a while to establish.
And it can also be hard on the hip pocket. clearing land can cost between $2,000 and $20,000 an acre, depending on the size of the trees. And with at least 10 acres to clear, Jason and Mary are going to have to dig deep into their budget to pay for it.
It's a little daunting that it's not ready to go in that regard.
Is that a deal breaker?
I don't suppose it'd be a deal breaker. It would depend on a whole lot of stuff, and I suppose that it essentially comes down to, is the price worth the work?
He gets it in the head, not in the heart. What about Mary?
Totally not in the head and not in the heart either. In fact, I think she might make an offer on the oven, but that's about the only part of this property. I think other than being close to Launceston and being close to the river, this doesn't offer anything for them.
This house is not saying, buy me. It's not saying, love me.
I'd have to say I'm not feeling it either, but I'm looking at it and thinking it's got some good bones about it.
It does.
It has some potential to change some stuff around.
Yeah, I agree. I can see
really
all of
suit
that.
us. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it, you know? That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Hey guys, had some time to think?
Hey.
Yeah, we have.
What have you been thinking about?
Well, probably the biggest thing is the land, yeah? To get it ready for animals is a lot of work. Yeah.
So with that being the case, are you interested in knowing the price or should we just move on?
Oh, totally interested. I am anyway. How about you?
Yeah, I want to know.
They're asking $385,000 for it.
Okay.
Wow.
So it's a bit over what we were looking at.
Look, it has been on the market for 3 years on and off. And there is, in all likelihood, room to move on that price because the owners are very motivated.
Right.
But it still is over budget, isn't it?
Oh,
It
yeah.
is. When you take into consideration that it doesn't really suit
Do anything.
on a number of levels,
It's probably not for
it's
us.
starting to sound like a deal breaker.
What Mary and Jason need to reconcile is their dreams with their budget. And I think the property they're about to see will give them a much-needed reality check.
Now, we would not be doing our job if we didn't show you this property.
You are so fussy.
I'm sorry.
This week we're in beautiful Tasmania, helping a couple in search of a better life.
We want the farm. I miss it and I need that again.
We're aching for a bit of country.
Mary and Jason are leaving Sydney's rat race behind them and want to buy 2 properties in the Apple Isle.
They're looking for a country retreat to call home and an investment property for their retirement.
Dirty.
We've already shown them a cute 3-bedroom riverside cottage in Gravelly Beach, but clearing the land was too big a job.
To get it ready for animals is a lot of work.
Well, we know they don't want just land, they want a farm with rolling hills and set up ready to go.
And even though there's some really great bargains to be had in Tassie at the moment, what worries me is that their eyes are a bit bigger than their budget.
Well, look, maybe we need to look outside the square and show them their perfect property and see how far they're prepared to stretch themselves.
I think Bryce could be onto something. So we're off to show Mary and Jason their dream property in a sleepy little hollow called Blackwood Creek, 38 kilometres southwest of Launceston. This farm ticks all their boxes. It's got the 3-bedroom character house Mary was looking for on 50 cleared acres. Problem is, it all comes at a price, and a hefty one at that.
Hello, you two.
G'day.
Hello.
Hello. Well, how is this for a setting?
Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
Absolutely beautiful.
Stunning. I guess what we've got here is an example of what well cared for rolling hills look like.
Yeah.
Because what we're actually on is a working farm.
Okay.
Now, we would not be doing our job if we didn't show you this property. And it really requires a little bit of imagination or vision because you'd be putting all your eggs in one basket here, which would mean giving up on the investment property in Launceston.
Okay.
Because this would be your investment, your home and your dream.
Okay.
What we're standing on is a working farm. And what is for sale here is a working farm, and that includes 50 acres.
Righto.
Which, in reality, if you want to make some land work for you,
Yeah.
is pretty much the minimum you need.
Okay.
Okay.
You're also getting 150 head of sheep,
Yeah.
Oh.
tractors.
Machinery, orchard.
Yep.
The house is just down the hill there.
Beautiful.
We're not mucking around. The price here, the listing price, is $450,000.
Whoa.
It's poison.
And why we brought you here is because you set up to 100 acres. So this is 50 acres, but it comes at a cost. And as we've already suggested, it's well over your budget.
Yeah, it certainly is.
And I really do not want to look at something that is out of our reach.
Yeah, if we can't do it, we can't do it.
Yeah.
At least it's clear we know that they're not going to push that budget too far.
And they want land that's ready for farming.
Well, they're going to like the next one then because it's a little bit smaller than Blackwood Creek, but it's cleared land and it comes in bang on budget at $350,000.
Let's hope this one's a winner.
So we're off to the little village of Labrina, 36 kilometres north of Launceston. The town is nestled in some of Tassie's best wine country. And right in the heart of it is this 32-acre property with a charming 4-bedroom farm cottage priced right on budget. The land has plenty of potential with 2 dams, work sheds, fruit trees and rich farming land.
Welcome.
G'day.
Hi.
Wow.
Look at the picket fence. It's got a picket fence.
Oh, yes. It does have a picket fence.
Oh, I'm used to seeing smiles and I'm a bit worried about that look on Mary's face.
No, it's I'm a real emotional look. It's... Ooh.
Is there a tear there?
How are you feeling?
A bit overwhelmed, I think.
Yeah.
Because this is just beautiful.
Walking up the driveway, we're seeing just about every box being ticked.
Yeah.
You certainly have pasture. You've got 32 acres of it.
Yeah.
It's fenced into 6 paddocks.
That gives us a bit of flexibility, doesn't it?
You've got bore water and you've got a big rainwater tank.
Water tank.
Wow.
And it comes bang in on budget at $350,000.
How's that?
Okay, I have to say I'm a little bit scared.
Of what?
I don't know, I need to see inside. Put me out of my misery.
Well, this is going to be the big question to see what you think of this house. So come on.
Okay, let's go.
We'll come inside. We'll break your suspense.
Okay.
It's a bit like walking into a billiard room.
This is huge.
It's very green.
It's quite tall.
Yeah, well spotted, because the actual colour of the roof makes it look a little smaller, but they are very high ceilings.
Yeah.
I'm liking this.
Oh, good.
Good feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the kitchen is as old as the house, which is 24 years old.
Yep.
We're looking at, obviously it's a bit small.
Small.
But what we believe, that wall behind you there, Mary, is a stud wall. If you opened up this whole area, lovely big open plan, farmhouse table, the whole bit. Can you imagine it?
I can.
If I could smile anymore, my cheeks would be in my ears.
So far, so good. They love the front garden and the living area. But Jason and Mary haven't seen the bedrooms yet.
Small. You think you didn't like the other green? This one.
I don't
Look.
care about the colour. Look how small it is.
Yeah, it is small. But
And we can't even fit a bed in here.
well, it's
Any
not,
bed.
Well, it's clearly not the master bedroom, is it? Think of it as a study at the moment.
Look, you can't even get past me in the doorway.
We haven't seen the rest of the bedrooms. Maybe this is the smallest of them.
Okay.
Could be a study.
All right.
Keep on looking.
Okay.
Oh, this is probably the master, eh? This is the master. Oh, this is a bit more like it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Queen size. This is really similar to what we sleep on already. Not bad, eh? What do you reckon?
Uh-oh, there's that look again.
Would I be fussy saying that I'm a bit disappointed with the size of the bedrooms?
You would be fussy saying they're a bit disappointed with the size
I'm
of the
going to
bedroom.
say I'm a bit disappointed at the size of the bedroom.
You are so fussy.
I'm sorry. Hi.
Hello.
Okie dokie.
Spill the beans. How did you go inside?
Well, she got pretty upset, actually, to be honest with you. She was a bit disappointed with the size of the bedrooms.
Okay, well, there's always got to be a negative in the property.
Yeah, I know. That's what he said.
Well, I've got something that I think will put the smile back on your face.
And why don't you come with me, because I've got something to show you over by the shed.
Cool.
That land is all yours for as far as I can see at the top there.
It's a good view.
I reckon we should have a look at the view from the top.
I'm keen.
While Bryce and Jason hit the quad bikes, I'm showing Mary the lie of the land.
Well, first, get the practical things out of the way. That water tank there holds 20,000 gallons of rainwater.
Farming infrastructure like water tanks, sheds and equipment can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the good news for Mary and Jason is that a lot of this is already in place.
The only thing they'd have to spend money on is livestock, and a rough rule of thumb, 1 cow for every 2 acres. So Mary and Jason could run up to 16 head of cattle, and there's room for a few chickens as well.
Aren't they beautiful?
It's chooks, yes. This is fantastic.
Get a load of this.
This is perfect. Oh, there's a couple of eggs already.
Have a look at this, mate.
How good's that?
Does it get any better than that?
It might do, but you'd have to be in Nirvana or something like that, wouldn't you? It's like a little quilt work of forestry and a bit of farm, bit of natural bush. It's awesome.
There's so many good things about it, like, you know, the walk up of the driveway, the outside of the house, the inside of the house, really, like the bedrooms were only the, you know, they're a small thing.
Yeah.
There's so much that we don't have to do. I was going to say that he doesn't have to do.
I think that's what you really mean, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I really mean.
The land is really selling it. The more time they spend out here, the more they're falling in love with the property.
I think Mary's going to really love this view.
That is a big
Ladies.
climb.
Nice and fit.
Was all
You
right on
guys
these.
cheated.
Well,
You have to come and stand over here, Mary, because there's
Just
a
dodge the
beautiful
cow
view
pads.
up on this rock here.
Watch the cow pads.
Have a look. Spectacular, huh?
Oh, yeah,
That was worth the effort.
yeah. It's heaven, isn't it?
It definitely is.
so many ticks in just about every box.
What did we
Yeah.
set out to achieve? A property that was over 10 acres? Tick.
Yeah, yep,
Tick.
A property that has farming land for you? Tick.
absolute tick. It really does stack up really well, doesn't it?
Now, as we know, this property is bang on budget at $350,000.
Yep.
But it has been on the market for a long time, a couple of years, and so we do believe there should be some room to move on that price. But we've got another property to look at. So what would you like to do from this point?
Well,
Have a look.
got to see what's on offer.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Tomorrow's going to be exciting, isn't it?
Tomorrow's going to be very exciting.
Which is going to have to be exciting to top this one.
It's freezing up here, so time to go, and I'm going to race you down the mountain.
Good luck. I got motor power. You running, baby?
It's been an emotional day for Mary, but Jason's holding steady.
He is the practical guy.
He is.
Every property has its drawbacks, and in this particular case, all those drawbacks can be addressed. And he's seeing that.
Yes, but the question is, can Mary? Let's hope her emotions don't get in the way of her good judgment.
I am so much in love with this place. I'm completely overwhelmed.
This week we're helping a couple risk everything and escape the rat race.
For the slower pace and loads of space in the beautiful countryside around Launceston, Tasmania.
We've already shown them a 32-acre property in Labrina that had them on top of the world.
You certainly have pasture. You got 32 acres of it.
It comes bang in on budget at $350,000.
They loved the wide open land, but the cottage didn't size up so well.
So we're about to show them a rival for their affections that's going to make their decision even harder.
We've headed 80 kilometres southeast of Launceston to the historic hamlet of Avoca.
This tiny town on the shores of St Paul's River is home to less than 200 people and is dotted with buildings dating back to the 1800s. And we've found one that might just steal their hearts.
This trotting duck's a good catch.
That chook's pretty good.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm duck wrangling.
How did you sleep last night?
Really well. It was a big day yesterday and
Very tiring.
very tiring. Yeah.
So, did you have any change of heart?
No, not really. The Labrina property really struck us right where we
Yeah.
live, hey?
Well, today we're going to throw the cat amongst the pigeons, or should I say the ducks. Because yesterday, if you remember, the issue of having a character house and the size of the house did come up at one point. And so today we're going to test your resolve on that, just to make sure that when you do make a decision on a property, if you buy any of these, that you really are making the right decision and you're comfortable with that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think we really need to see what's available and I'm surprised how important the house ended up being,
Yeah.
actually.
So we brought you here to Avoca, which is one of the oldest settled parts of Tasmania. Both of you look over your left shoulder across the river.
Yeah.
We think we found the house with character.
Oh my gosh.
We're about to take you to show that one.
Oh wow.
What are we waiting for?
Let's
I'm
go.
here. What's the hold up?
That's just the reaction we were hoping for.
Built in 1845, this is not only one of the oldest homes in the area, it's the original vicarage. And with 5 bedrooms and separate servants' quarters that could be rented out or converted into a B&B, there's all the space Mary could wish for and a nice little earner on the side.
On the downside, with only 6 acres, it's a little less than Mary and Jason are looking for, but that could be a blessing in disguise for a couple with little farming experience.
Then there's the price. At $395,000, it's $45,000 over budget. The question is, how much Mary and Jason are prepared to stretch themselves for their dream property?
Okay, there's more than meets the eye with this property.
It is rather deceptive. Come and have a look.
Oh my God, there's a staircase.
It's the second level.
There's a staircase.
You would never think that from the front, would you?
No, not at all.
This family have owned this property for about 20 years. It was derelict when they bought it, so they've restored it and they've really brought back a lot of these original features. There's plenty of room for you to add your own touches.
That sounds like a winning formula to me. It looks great to start with.
It's fantastic.
Mary clearly likes what she sees upstairs, but there's plenty more to get excited about downstairs.
4 rooms down here.
4.
Come through. Have a look at this. This is the original servant's kitchen.
Oh, I can't do this.
It's okay. What's going on?
I'm completely overwhelmed.
It's okay. Tell us what you're feeling.
It's so beautiful.
It is.
There's so much here. There's things that are here that I've wanted since I was a little girl, but you just don't, you never actually think that you're going to get it.
While this homestead's charm has brought Mary to tears, Jason has concerns about the land.
One thing we haven't talked about is the fact that we're really close to the dead centre of town here.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it? I kind of like neighbours that don't bother us, so that's just fine.
Well, the downside is, of course, that the land is a bit smaller than you were after.
Yeah, it is actually quite a bit smaller. We were thinking we might like to generate some income off the land.
That is obviously a limitation here, unless you were going to grow berries and make jam out of it or something. But we think because of the road just being over there that goes right over to those World Heritage areas,
yep.
That's a potential tourist opportunity for you. And the house could lend itself to being a B&B,
yep.
or perhaps serving Devonshire teas or making a small cafe on the weekends. So there could be a small niche income-producing opportunity there for you.
It sounds like it's a very doable thing. It's just whether it's doable for us.
Yep. And Mary's pretty emotional about this house too, isn't she?
She hides it well, though, doesn't she? I know that this place is ticking a lot of boxes that she's had empty for a really long time since she was a little girl. So I think that emotional aspect's going to be really hard to get away from. I didn't expect to see anything like this, and so I'm really feeling it too. But we've got to make ends meet, and we've got to do it in a practical way, or it's not going to succeed, and we don't want to go down that path again.
Good luck convincing Mary.
I love that. Can you imagine us sleeping in here and having the fire going?
I can.
Are you loving it?
I am loving it. It's really put the confusion factor into it, hasn't it? It's because that other place was so awesome with the land. The house was doable, but doesn't have anywhere near the character of this joint.
I am so much in love with this place.
Yeah?
I really am.
Like dangerously.
Things aren't always as they seem. Last night, I thought that today would all be about sightseeing, but I've just spent some time with Mary. She loves this property.
Yes, well, I wouldn't be so certain that they'll buy this one. I've been talking to Jason, and while he's very positive, I do think he's got some reservations.
He's always positive.
Yeah, but they don't know the price yet on this one, so I think we better go and sort that one out, don't you?
You reckon that's a clincher? All right. You interested?
Yeah, put us out of our misery.
Please.
300.
Yeah?
And $95,000. But it is negotiable. It's been on the market for some time, so there is room to move on that. Character comes at a cost, but what we do have to think about with this property is it also comes with an income stream if you have a B&B down the bottom.
Looks like we've got two properties Mary and Jason are interested in. This colonial homestead in Avoca with Mary's dream character house, but with only 6 acres, there's not much potential for farming. And let's not forget the budget-breaking $395,000 asking price. And then there's yesterday's farm cottage in Labrina. The small rooms concerned Mary, but the 32 acres of farmland was a hit, and it came in right on budget at $350,000.
Okay, so weighing it up between Avoca and Labrina, which one would we be focusing on from here?
Well, for me, Labrina's the standout now knowing what the price is.
Mary, what do you think?
I want this one.
So, Mary's fallen head over heels for Avoca, but Jason's stumbling over the price. It's clearly going to be an interesting night ahead. The next morning, Jason and Mary have made a decision.
I bet you've had a sleepless night.
Oh, I slept all right, but geez, we talked before we went to bed, didn't we?
We did a hell of a lot of talking.
Yesterday, Labrina was the forerunner. Are we still in that position?
I'd have to say yeah, wouldn't you? You'd say yes, wouldn't you?
Yes.
You look very happy about that, Mary, because I know that Avoca was very close to your heart.
Very much so.
There is a tinge of regret. We're
sad about it.
Yeah.
We didn't fall in love with it.
But I think we can make Labrina ours.
Well, I think we need to go and have another look at Labrina then.
Oh, yeah.
While we take a second look at Labrina, Bryce is in Launceston getting their investment property search underway.
Jason and Mary have a budget of just $200,000 for their investment property. That's not a lot of money for a 2 or 3 bedroom freestanding house in Launceston, but the real challenge is finding a place with good rental return.
The best bet is for them to look for a property in an up-and-coming suburb as close to the CBD as possible, so they're always going to be in strong demand with tenants.
Back in the country, Mary and Jason have their sights set firmly on the farm cottage in Labrina. So we're back there with a local builder getting a price on opening up the kitchen, enlarging the master bedroom and adding an ensuite. His estimate? Around $40,000.
Not bad.
It'll make a big difference, Bum.
Yeah.
It makes it so much more.
So it's time for a strategy meeting.
Please.
Yes.
Now that we've had the builder through the property and giving you some ideas on costs, what are your thoughts?
I think it's completely doable.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Oh, it's on. Totally. And I suppose then it comes down to how much we're going to put forward.
What we offer.
So have you got a price in mind that you'd be prepared to pay for this property?
Because it's been on the market for quite some time, we thought it might have some room to come down. And I'm thinking that it's probably better to have some money in reserve. So we thought we might actually put in an offer probably around $320, and I don't know if that's too high, too low or what.
You're right, it has been on the market a long time and it hasn't changed its asking price. I'm not convinced that they'll necessarily accept that, but at least they'll come back with a counter offer and you will have to play the waiting game and be a bit patient. You willing to give it a go?
Yeah, I am willing.
Okay.
You with me?
Oh, yes. You're giving me goosebumps now.
Yeah.
You really are.
All right, we're on it.
We'll give them a call then.
Go for it. Fingers crossed. Have you got blood in your fingers? Because I'm holding them pretty tight.
Tom, it's Veronica Morgan here. How are you? I've got Mary and Jason here and they're prepared to put a serious offer in at $320,000. That'd be great. Okay, look, thank you very much and I look forward to hearing from you as soon as possible. Thank you. He might not have an answer for us till tomorrow.
Look at this.
I'm going to go insane. We've been waiting this long.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely it will be.
So tomorrow will tell if we've made Jason and Mary's life-changing dream a reality.
I hate to say that you need to be going back to Quakers Hill.
Oh, here we go again.
This week, we're in the Apple Isle.
Helping married couple Mary and Jason escape the Sydney stress for a calmer life in the countryside.
After falling in love with 2 properties, Mary and Jason narrowed it down to just one. This $350,000 farm cottage in Labrina.
It really does stack up really well, doesn't it?
They put in an offer of $320,000 and this morning they're desperate to hear if their offer has been accepted.
So, another sleepless night, I imagine?
It was bad. It was bad.
Well, I had a call from the agent first thing this morning, and I'm afraid the news isn't fantastic at this point of time. They have declined your offer of $320,000.
Yeah.
Now, he has indicated that they could be flexible around about the $340,000 mark. There are two options, and one of those is, if you don't want to miss out on the property, to meet the vendors where they're at and pay them what they want. The risk with that is that if something unforeseen should happen and you need to sell in a hurry, you're going to be stuck with a property that you've paid a bit much for. And the other alternative is, if you have nerves of steel, to wait it out and see if the vendors actually come and meet you.
Yeah, I would have thought we had nerves of steel up until, well, yesterday, I suppose. That put us on edge a bit.
I don't want us to lose it over a couple of $1,000s.
I don't know, is the answer.
337.
If this is your forever home, would you be happy paying $337,000 for it?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Easy decision to make.
I think that's your answer.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Please. Oh, here we go again.
While Jason and Mary's dream home hangs in the balance, we're getting on with their Launceston investment property search. The median house price in Launceston is $385,000, but Jason and Mary have a budget of just $200,000. It's a tough ask for a 2 or 3 bedroom freestanding house, especially considering they want a good rental return. I found a place in the up-and-coming suburb of Invermay. We're only 3 kilometres from the CBD and surrounded by museums, galleries and my personal favourite, the local AFL Stadium. Invermay streets are lined with cute little cottages ripe for renovation. This 3-bedroom cottage has great investment potential. All it needs is a makeover, but it will stretch their budget with an asking price of over $219,000. As we come through the corridor here, got the main bedroom. 3 bedrooms in this house, good size in there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's not a bad sort of size.
Yeah.
And then into the kitchen with the wood fire heater.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and then into the 3rd bedroom here.
Okay.
Oh, lovely.
I don't know if you've noticed on the way through that there's about 9 different sets of wallpaper in this place.
There's a stack of it.
So a very, very simple tip would be to just take it all down and have a coat of paint, and that's something that you could do.
Yeah. It's not too hard to take off?
It probably is, but, you know, bit of steam, bit of heat.
Cool.
We believe in him. The property is rented out at $200 a week, but even a quick facelift would push the rent up by at least $100. And one of the keys with investment property is always looking for potential.
No.
All of the stuff inside is cosmetic to you, but the 2 upsides are we adding value, but we'll also increase the rental income as well.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like it's a big deal to do.
That's the beauty of this place. All it needs is simple cosmetic work. Since Jason is willing to do the handiwork himself, this is a great bang for your buck investment. So the asking price is offers over $219,000.
Yeah, not bad. We would have thought it was slightly higher than that.
It's completely doable, almost,
I
isn't
think
it?
it is. I think that's a reasonable sort of an ask, and I'm guessing there's probably a little bit of room to move there, but...
I've got another property to show you, and you've been doing really, really well.
Yeah, I've got to tell you, I am so surprised at how I can do this without the emotion that, you know, there is no roller coaster for me. I'm in shock.
What is this?
This is
A bricks and mortar
bricks and mortar
bank account.
bank account.
I think Mary's getting the hang of this, but I don't want to speak too soon. Right, time to get moving. We're heading to Mayfield, an ex-housing commission area where you can still pick up a bargain. I found a little cottage with 3 bedrooms, a good layout, double lock-up garage on a 534 square metre block. It's recently had a basic makeover, so it looks fresher than the previous property. But because it's further from Launceston CBD, it's actually cheaper at $199,000. Okay, the first thing you'll notice is the polished floorboards throughout.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
And this is the master bedroom, so come in and have a look.
All right.
Oh, wow. This is a nice size.
It's a good size, but what you will notice is there's no built-in wardrobes at all. So when tenants come into a property, they generally don't bring a wardrobe with them, so it's one of the things that they expect. That's probably a bit of a downside with this property. In fact, none of the bedrooms have any built-in robes at all. All right, we've got open plan living here, reverse cycle air conditioning, which I can tell you is a plus with tenants because they are prepared to pay more rent if that's in place. As you go through the kitchen, you'll notice it's fully functional, but does need a little bit of updating.
Yeah, righto.
Oh, yeah, it does need a bit.
Well, you know, it works now, doesn't it?
But I do like how it's still got that open feel.
Yeah.
It's very functional design and very appealing for tenants.
Yeah.
Positive reactions so far, but just wait until they see what's out the back.
That's awesome. This really is the workshop. Look at it.
How's that for a man cave?
That's awesome.
It's just one more thing I've got to show you. The disco lights.
Yeah. That's great.
I want to know how much this is.
$199,000. So just under budget for you both.
Yeah. Not a huge difference from the other one in terms of dollars. What's the rental return going to be like for
Well, the rental return is very, very similar, about $220. This is currently lived in by the owner. So you've seen two. Where are we going to go from here?
Well, if we're making a choice between the two, I would have to say, for me, it's the other one.
Most definitely the other one in spades.
That other place has that much potential that it's dripping with it.
I agree. With some minor renovating, the Invermay cottage would return a much higher rental income.
While Bryce has been showing Mary and Jason investment properties, I've been chasing down the deal on their dream farm in Labrina. And I've just received some news.
All right, thanks, Veronica. Chat soon, bye. All right, well, I've just spoken to Veronica and I actually do have an update with the property at Labrina.
Yeah?
I hate to say that you need to be going back to Quakers Hill and start packing the boxes because the dream is well and truly alive. You've just bought a property.
Really?
You sucked me in with that one.
Really? You're not joking, are you?
Absolutely, I'm not joking. This is well and truly, it's your dream is well and truly alive.
We got it.
Oh, it's so good.
It's ours.
Well done. We held it together long enough to not lose Esther.
At $337,000, Mary and Jason are on their way to fulfilling their lifelong dream. How does it feel to almost be Tasmanian?
Yeah, it's really good, mate. It's very exciting, isn't it?
It's overwhelmingly exciting.
Yeah, and we really appreciate all the help you gave us. Hey, it just made it that much better.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pleasure, and I think we've got a very good reason to celebrate. So here's cheers.
Here's cheers.
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 2 months later, Mary and Jason turn their dreams into reality.
After 20 years of stressed out living in Quakers Hill, they're packing up their old life and setting off for a more peaceful existence in Tasmania.
Bye, Quakers Acres.
So an overnighter across Bass Strait on the Trans-Tasman Ferry.
Hey, how cool is this?
And before they know it, their long-held dreams have come true at their new home in Labrina.
And while Mary's got a job at the local supermarket, Jason's decided to spend his time working on the farm.
And now with a few weeks under their belts to unpack some boxes, we're dropping by to see how they're settling in.
Hello!
Look at you two.
That's
Long time no
great.
see, huh?
Hello.
How are you?
Hello.
How you doing?
How are you?
Looking well. Looking well. Both looking well.
Feeling well, mate.
Well, big question. Are you happy with the move?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. We wake up every morning. It's another beautiful day in paradise. Even when it's raining and horrible, it's beautiful.
So this has been your dream to come down here.
Yeah.
Now, most dreams I see need a little bit of hard work involved. What's been the challenges?
The stuff that I've been doing here is really, really been taking a lot of my time and energy.
Yeah, I bet.
Pretty much from getting up in the morning to collapsing at night. I really didn't have a concept of 32 acres before. We've had such a good growing season for the grass that it's up to about here. In some places, it's ridiculous.
Mary and Jason have really turned this house into their home, and while there's plenty more work to do, they're making time to take in the beautiful scenery on their motorbikes and enjoy the best of what Tasmania has to offer.
Wow.
This is awesome. See, we can eat, drink and be merry.
So you're settling in just nicely, thank you.
I'd have to say so, yeah. I'm loving it.
Slotted in perfectly.
And I'm really happy to have done what we've done. I know you, hey?
Oh, yeah. Anybody that would be thinking of doing this, run with it. Go, do it.
Yeah.
Don't dream anymore. It's actually, you're capable of doing it. It's a possibility.
And while their farm dreams have become a reality, their plan for an investment property is on hold. Well, just for the moment.
We went past that place that we were impressed with at Invermay. Still for sale.
Yeah.
Still very tempted.
So when you get a job, you might still buy something, hey?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You two look so happy here.
Every day you wake up and you see this and it's...
Postcard views.
Yeah.
When we're together, I say to Jason, can you believe this? This is actually like, we live here.
Yeah.
This is the kind of place that you come to when you're on holidays and you go, oh, wow, wouldn't it be nice to live here? Ha, we've done it.
Yeah.
Jason and Mary have done what most people only ever dream of, leave the city stress behind for an easier, more affordable life in the country.
And after all the tears, a lot of soul searching and even more house searching, they finally found their home.
I love you.